Hello.
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 Let's go!
Hey, kids.
Hey, Dad.
War crimes will be prosecuted.
Does the word duh mean anything to you?
Yeah, I chose this profession, so therefore I earned beer.
You want to go to the matinee?
The feeling is definitely there.
You don't know my name!
It's a new morning in America.
This is the old dude, Howard J. Reynolds.
Step into my office.
Not going to be too many punks.
Don't you stop worrying about the punk?
You. That's my name.
Yeah, let's go to the punk rock show.
Introducing, for your listening pleasure,
And we're back. High Fives Podcast episode, what do we call this one? 33?
This is 33 if you count my bastardized version.
Well, we got to count. You mean the version where you tried to kick me out of the podcast?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
That was an awkward
We
moment.
all make mistakes. Yeah. Thanks for taking me
Some
back.
bigger than others.
Thanks for taking me back.
Yeah.
Are you glad to be back?
I don't think I've ever had a successful breakup that ended up coming back together. We didn't really break up.
No.
We should clarify that. We're still best of friends.
We are.
Yeah. So here we are, episode 33. It's a new year. It's a balmy minus 19 out in Calgary today.
It's very, very cold.
But it feels a little bit warmer when you kind of rebound out of minus 30.
Yeah.
And that wind isn't there. The wind is key.
There's no wind today. I was pretty stoked on that.
Like for all of you that don't live in really cold temperatures, they have a thing called wind chill, which significantly decreases the temperature outside. And it's been super windy. So without that, like minus 19 is like almost hoodie weather.
You could wear shorts.
We're not that hardy yet.
No.
Especially you. You're pretty soft right now.
I bet you there's a dude wearing shorts somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's always a dude wearing shorts. Here, like the minute there's some sun, he's like, oh, I'm going on the patio.
I saw a thing about this guy in Toronto that doesn't matter what the temperature is. He's this old guy. Doesn't matter what the temperature is. He runs beside this news station every day, and he never wears a shirt. Ever. Doesn't matter what the temp is.
Can't go swimming here, though.
I feel like that's a bit like he's just trying to get attention.
Yeah. Maybe he's a nudist.
Oh, don't get me started on nudists.
I know.
That's a crazy time. It's a crazy time.
Topical.
Yeah, very topical.
Nate, happy
Only
New Year
locally.
to you.
Yeah, and to you too. How was your New Year?
Yeah, it's same old.
Yeah, we're both like not real big New Year's people.
No.
It's just another year. It's a turn of the page. It's a another trip around the sun, as some might call it.
Yeah. Do you have any resolutions?
You know what? I don't really believe in resolutions because I figure like if I can't like create a new pattern or stop doing something in any point of the year, I probably can't do it on the first either.
So what you're saying is you're not going to try to be nicer.
I am not. No.
Oh, well,
I mean, maybe that'll come in April. Who knows?
That was my resolution, to be nicer to Nate, and it's not going to happen now. It's just dead.
You pulled your resolution because
done.
I have no resolution.
Yeah, it's just done.
It doesn't sound very resolved, Mike.
What is it, like halfway through the month? I'm over.
Yeah. So it feels like it's been about 8 months since we did our last podcast.
It was quite a while, actually.
I got super sick in November with like the flu to end all flus. I've never been that sick in my life, I don't think.
That's what everyone's saying about how bad it is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm terrified that I'm going to get it.
I think I'm going to get the flu shot next year to protect myself just from that behemoth of a sick.
I got the flu shot, but it seems like I know a lot of people that got the flu shot that are getting it though this year. So,
well, they only protect against what they guess.
Yeah.
Like that to me is so kind of insane and archaic, but
whatever.
Nevertheless.
Take a chance.
Yeah, take a chance. Exactly. They should call the flu shot roll the dice instead. Yeah. So yeah, I was sick in November, and then December we never really try and do one because it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Mike was on holidays and into January.
I did do a solo podcast, Nate.
You did. Yeah. I heard about that. Actually, I thought you did a pretty good job.
Oh, thanks, Nate.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate it. It was way tougher without you.
Yeah, well,
you make everything sound so much better.
I do, yeah. And I bring a lot of flavor to the table. I'm kind of the color guy, if you will.
I always assumed I was the color guy.
And I was the play-by-play?
Yeah.
You think?
The play-by-play carries everything.
Yeah,
the
it's
color guy
true.
just like jabs a story in there every once in a while.
And then I go, and here he comes.
Yeah, that's it. Your color or your play-by-play.
I
I'm
love
color.
it when the play-by-play totally just interrupts the color guy.
Color guy's telling some shitty story about when he played,
Yeah.
and they're like, the guy's like, no, don't worry about that.
It's like
there's
they-
a goal.
Cut his mic right out. It's amazing.
What have you been listening to?
Well, let's get to that because it's been a couple months of what I've been listening to, but I tried to tailor it to just what I'm currently listening to as opposed to the last couple months. So I have been going through a lot of the lists from 2017.
2007 list would be pretty interesting.
No, 2017 actually.
All right.
And I've actually found quite a bit this year. Usually I read a lot of the list, but I don't find a lot of stuff. This year was an exception to that. So one thing I've been listening to currently is a band called Modern Chemistry. And they put out a record last year called Everything in Gold. And I don't think it's for everybody, but it's a great album.
Yeah, I gave it a quick listen the other day. I could see myself going back and listening to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it seemed to flow very well as an album, and
Yeah, it's kind of got that operatic feel to it, where there's kind of movements within the songs to kind of connect all the songs.
yeah, and it's super produced, but it doesn't come off as
Too glossy. Or,
Yeah, it comes it's produced well.
yeah.
But it doesn't come off as a fake glossy kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel that way too. It kind of has a little bit of that free throw kind of vibe to it for me. Kind of maybe a little bit of the National kind of sound, but I really dig it. Kind of like a new emo sort of sound, I guess. New emo, coining it here. No, it's probably been coined. Hey,
I'm sure. Plus, there's an emo revival already. You can't go new emo after an emo revival.
how many revivals have there been?
Oh, there's always a revival.
Yeah. I I was going to try and push past it. I just couldn't
No,
do it.
you just don't push past those kind of things. Cough into the mic next time so everybody can know. That's the way to do it.
Next time.
That's what the listeners want. They want to cough right into the mic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Get a lot of people do
I get a
that.
lot of feedback for that.
Yeah.
They're like,
A lot of comments.
they're just like, hey, the podcast is great.
But
Comedy's great. Music choice is excellent.
I don't think anyone said comedy's great. I think you made that up.
I did.
Yeah.
But I also made up that coughing into the mic was great. So, way to ruin the bit, Nate.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a play-by-play guy. I'm more analytical than that.
You did a good job cutting me out there, too.
I've also been listening to the new Jeff Rosenstock post, which was a surprise New Year's Day gift for everybody. I guess he was trying to keep it a secret, and for the most part it was. I mean, it just kind of came out of nowhere.
I didn't hear anything about it until I saw his tweet.
Yeah. So way to go, Jeff, because I think that's pretty hard to do in today's day and age to keep something like that a secret.
For sure.
And he only just put out Worry last year.
Yep.
So, I mean, kudos to him. I prefer Post to Worry, actually. I think it's a great album.
I haven't heard it yet, to be honest.
Okay.
It's on my list of things to listen to.
It's definitely worth listening to. Yeah. I really like it. Also been listening to the direct hit Pears Split Human Movement. It's just awesome. I mean, what else can you say about it?
For sure.
That was a really good combination, actually, with those two bands. And I feel like Pears kind of developed their sound a little bit, too, I don't know if it's just specifically for this record or, but it definitely still sounds like Pears, but it seems like an evolution of their sound.
Yeah, I can see that.
I've also been listening, lastly, to the Baby Driver soundtrack, nonstop.
So good.
It's so good. It's got to be probably the best soundtrack I think ever done.
But that Kevin Spacey track now is really weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I was listening to
You're
it the
gonna
other
get into it, are you?
No, I'm not going to get into
Okay,
it. We're not
okay.
going to go that way. But I just, I don't know. It was just weird to listen to.
The Kid Koala one, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I thought
it's
that was really cool, though, that was like a full song,
Yeah.
on the soundtrack. It's just, it's got everything you could ever want on a soundtrack with loads of stuff that I would have never heard of before.
And because of if you've seen the movie, the soundtrack's even that much better because you can
it connects you to it. It's like going to see a band, them playing a really great show, and then you have this connection to their records
Exactly.
in a different way. It's kind of like that. And that was a movie that Mike and I went and saw together.
That was a hot date.
It was a hot date. It was a, what do we call them? Employee...
Retreat?
Yeah, employee retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Team building.
We boosted our morale. We shared some popcorn.
In a big way. In a big way. All right, that's enough talking from me. Mike, what have you been listening to?
Well, to be honest, I haven't really listened to anything specific. I spent a lot of time doing that solo thing.
Right.
Which was, again, way more effort than it needed to be.
I like how you keep plugging it, though.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. That's what a color guy does. Plug my life.
You're so colorful.
But basically, at this time of year, I'm always spend my time just going through lists. So
Yeah.
what I do is I go through all these lists and then I jot down anything that seems like I'll do like a quick snippet of the song, a couple songs, and I'll be like, oh, that catches my ear.
Yeah.
And write it down on a list. So I've just been compiling my giant list of bands that I need to check out. And then that's what the plan is for this next weekend, is to go through my list.
It's a good time because there's like been nothing in December. There's nothing coming in January. Like it looks like a pretty rocky start to 2018.
And it's a good way to investigate further what you missed, which is a great segue into our topic.
Yeah. Why don't you tell everyone what the topic is?
No, why don't you tell everyone what the topic is?
Because you're still
not
unsure.
I'm still not 100% sure what the topic is.
So the topic is, this one comes courtesy of our pal Jeff Munt. It's top 5 albums discovered in 2017 that aren't from 2017.
Yes.
Is that clear?
That's clear now.
Okay.
There's a lot of gaps in my brain when I was coming up with these lists before. So.
Well, 2017 is said twice.
Yeah, now it's okay.
And it's not from 2017, so that's maybe where the confusion stems from.
You know what, Nate? Even when I asked you about it, and you told me what the topic was, or when I was like, oh, I can't remember what we're doing, I went back and checked after I had compiled the list.
Yeah.
I went back and checked our original text messages, and I'm like, oh, it's very clear in the original text message. Why didn't I know this?
Just wasn't retained well, is what you're saying.
And then, still being the dumb guy that I am, made my list and looked, and I was like, I still don't think I did this right. And then when we were talking on Facebook, and Jeff wrote the topic out again, and I was like, oh, crap.
You didn't do it right.
No, I didn't do it right. So this is like a 3-time fail. But I feel like I did it right now, so hopefully there's no mistakes as we're going through this list.
Well, thanks for the list suggestion, Jeff. And I actually didn't get a lot of music that wasn't from 2017 last year. Like, I think there was so much that had come out that year that I ended up buying a lot more new releases and wasn't really looking for stuff I'd missed over the years.
I kind of felt that way too. Like usually there's a lot more.
Yeah.
Which is maybe why I struggled a little bit.
Yeah. So why don't we start?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to go with my first album that I picked, which is called American Miserablist. It's by a band called Free Kittens and Bread, which is a bizarre name and ultimately very quickly drew me to the band. And this is one that I probably should have flagged a little bit earlier. It's on that, they have a track on that Beard Sane comp that we've referenced a couple times on the show, which is an awesome compilation, like one of my favorites in years past. And anyways, that comp came on the shuffle as my Apple iPod was
DJing?
Yes, DJing, exactly. And it just connected with me. So I went and checked out this album. Really like this album. It came out in 2016. And the track I picked was Pity. And they kind of have like a Gaslight / Against Me sound with like a hint of Alkaline Trio in there. This newest release has it's a lot different sounding than their first release. I'm one of those guys that if I really like a band's album, I'll go back and like just start buying the back catalogs up. And their full length prior to that has a lot more of a folky sound. So big progression between the two records. But yeah, I mean, if you're into those bands, like that sound, this could be a band for you.
You know what? I don't know them at all.
Excellent.
So I'm
bringing you something new, which is rare.
This is a great start to the year.
This is amazing.
I'll add it to my list.
2018, here we come.
Yeah.
Get ready. Strap in. Vroom, vroom.
No comedy.
Mike, to you.
Okay. This is an album that came to me recommended from a friend who thought I would really dig it just because of the comparisons to bands, to the orgcore bands.
Yes, the old orgcore.
With my air quotes.
Yes, I love the orgcore.
And then I can't remember if I started listening to it before 2017, so this might be a cheat, but I definitely like got into it further into the year. And now I really like it. And they're a band from North Carolina that play like melodic punk. And I think they played Fest a couple times. So,
well, that would play into the orgcore.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a band called Almost People.
I feel like I've heard the name.
And the song or the album's Songs for Best Friends.
Cool. And
the song I chose was Bored with Booze.
So you're dedicating this to me because it's Songs for Best Friends?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. See, you are being nicer, as reluctant as you've been.
Well, I made the list before I found out you weren't going to be nice to me.
On the first draft or the fourth draft?
It's not anything that matters, all right?
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
Fair.
And then the funny thing before we get to the song is that while I was doing research for this,
yes,
I saw that they put out an album in 2017 that I didn't know about.
Wow.
So I purchased it.
Excellent.
And maybe it'll be on the list for this podcast theme next year.
Oh. Yeah, this could become a tradition because I think it's a good way to kind of throw back to music that maybe wouldn't make a list, right? In any other way, shape, or form.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So let's hear. What was your track again?
Here we go. It's Pity by Free Kittens and Bread.
And Bored with Booze by Almost People.
There we go.
Tell it to yourself. Tell yourself you don't need anybody else. Squeeze pity from under the folds of American lands. 'Cause freedom is too much. You can't handle what you want. Hide behind a cloud of fear and disparity because you want somebody to feel sorry for you. It wasn't your choice to be born. It wasn't your fault that your backbone was destroyed.
think 2018 is off to a pretty good start here.
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah, really good pick, Mike.
Thanks.
I like it.
I liked yours as well.
So far, you're following the topic closely. You're committing to the actual topic.
Yeah.
Not just going rogue, going on your own. So I'm happy to see that.
I like to go my own way.
You can go your own way.
Are you Stevie Nicks in
Fleetwood
this?
Mac.
In this group?
Shout out.
Am I Mick?
Probably. Yeah. So number 2, here we go. I think this one will maybe initially surprise you, and then you'll go, oh, that makes sense. Or maybe it'll be the other way around.
I kind of wish the people listening could see your facial expression. It was perfect for that. Because that's exactly what I would do.
That's the mystery of radio.
Yeah.
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 Or, well, I guess it isn't radio. I don't know. It's kind of radio.
It's kind of.
Yeah. When I got the music, I got a place to go. Shout out. Rancid. Here we go. Number 2.
Rancid.
That would have been a better segue. Yeah. My next pick is an album that came out in 1999. Long time ago.
That's quite a while ago.
But I only just acquainted myself with it last year. And it came from everyone's talking about Spotify, and I can't commit to it, but they do offer like a free mobile version. And I thought, well, free, that's cool.
Free is a good word.
And we're always like wanting to hear new music. And when you pick something, they start putting in, like, you can't listen to an album front to back. You have to listen to an album on shuffle. And then they just put in music.
They think you will like?
Yeah, of other bands while you're listening to that band that you've chosen. So it's kind of neat. Like, not something I listen to all the time.
It's basically got rid of me.
Yeah, kind of. No, you're a much better curator than Spotify. But it's good for like bands that you've never really gotten into and have always kind of been interested in. And, you can get a really good preview of what that band sounds like instead of, the iTunes preview where you get like 45 seconds. A lot of times that won't meet my expectation and I don't end up buying it. So anyways, that's where this comes from. The album's called Very Emergency. Do you know it yet?
Very Emergency. I know it. I know the title.
The band is The Promise Ring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do I know that?
I never got into them.
Yeah, I know.
That makes sense,
discussion,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those records that I think I connect with now more than I ever would have. And that really speaks to the timelessness, seeing as it was put out in 1999. But I really like it. It's a good record.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think I previewed a couple other Promise Ring records and they didn't really do it for me, but this one kind of front to back was it had a lot of interest. I don't know if this was like a turning point for the band or anything like that.
I think they had already been, if I recall, they had already been popular, and this is their first like
major or just well produced.
Well produced. I think it was on Vagrant, right?
I don't know.
I feel like it was on Vagrant.
There's a remastered version now too, so that probably helps the old production value. Anyways, the song I picked is called Deep South. My favorite from the album. And if you're like me and you were a snob to bands like Promise Ring in 1999, 2018 might be your year. So to you, Mike.
To me, this is a band who come from a city.
Are you going to say this is a band in 2018? Are you taking it?
That's my thing.
Your thing. Okay. I'm going to come up with a new one. I'll give it to you. You can have it.
I don't want it.
You want it.
Just let me finish talking.
I'm the color guy.
I know. No, you're not. You're the
play-by-play
guy.
Sorry. Play-by-play. I interrupt.
Yeah. It's a city most recently described as the worst city to play in NHL game in due to it being dark, cold, and questionable when it came to accommodations and internet accessibility.
Really? That's a lot of research.
Do you know what city that might be?
Wow. I'm going to guess Pittsburgh?
No, it's your favorite city, Winnipeg.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But maybe that's
shocking.
That is a shitty city.
No, just that, like, it would be that kind of that kind of...
When's the last time you went to Winnipeg?
Well, long time ago.
It hasn't changed.
Yeah, probably not at all.
As one of our friends once said, it's a great city, but it could use a fresh coat of paint.
Man.
Anyway.
We are not gaining fans in Winnipeg.
But maybe this is why their music's so good. Maybe it's such a like winter, especially in the winter. It's such a mist city that you got like
Yeah.
got nothing better to do but write great music.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of great bands from Winnipeg.
There is. Yeah.
Like a lot of my favorite bands come from there.
Shout out Winnipeg.
We mentioned it a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
And the band I picked was The Uglies.
Okay.
And the album is Fuck Up My Whole Weekend.
Are they Canadian? No,
They're from Winnipeg.
Oh, they're from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said this is a band that says this.
No.
Oh, they're from.
No, NHL players just said that it was a big controversy on TV.
Oh, okay.
So,
I misunderstood.
Well, you don't follow sports.
That's true. Sports.
Or Winnipeg bashing.
No.
No.
I support it.
Yeah, your hometown.
The Uglies. Cool. I like that band.
Yeah, you've heard them. I think we've played them before. Not on the podcast, but you and me have listened to them before.
Yeah.
And the song I picked was Jesus in a Jail Cell.
Excellent. Is it about Jesus in a jail cell?
It sounds like it's about a guy who kind of looks like Jesus.
Well, let's listen and find out.
All right.
So we got Promise Ring with Deep South and
The Uglies, Jesus in a Jail Cell.
South of heaven on the wavering line where Tennessee will leave just in time. I'm writing it down, it will be different soon. You look amazing, they're stuck between me and the moon. I know that bridges and houses are learning to fly secretly, so you won't know why. Everyone ends. In the deep blue sea morning, there's catfish waiting to be born. They know how it happens. Tonight is all to them. And I've written it down in the late afternoon. Street names are changing, and I will follow suit. And I know that bridges and houses are learning to fly secretly, so you won't know why. And good for them. So I think that's exciting. And I think mop top, going in the sock hop, yeah. Again, he talked about him daily, told me that he'd save me and it would all be gravy, yeah. And the light would shine down from the throne to let me know that I was home. When I took his wide road, wouldn't let him keep his sandals, let him keep his sandals, yeah. When I took his wide road, wouldn't let him keep his sandals, let him keep his sandals, yeah. Put him in an old jumpsuit, but they let him keep his sandals, yeah. Finding Jesus in a jail cell. Guess he hasn't been doing too well. Finding Jesus in a jail cell. He missed his watching Sunday NFL. Must pull the vet come in. Bongos with my cousin, marijuana muffins, yeah. Was he corrupt? Cause unholy fuck. I snorted oxys that next year. Who do we both end up in here? And I took his wide road, wouldn't let him keep sandals, let him keep sandals, yeah. And I took his wide road, wouldn't let him keep sandals, let him keep sandals, yeah. Put him in an old jumpsuit, but they let him keep sandals, yeah. Finding Jesus in a jail cell. Guess he hasn't been doing too well. Finding Jesus in a jail cell. He looks a little bit like Louis Riel. Well, I haven't seen him in a few days now. Still haven't seen him in a few days. And he put up that poster on his wall. He's toddling out of here tonight. And now he's gone. Finding Jesus in a jail cell. Guess he hasn't been doing too well. Finding Jesus in a jail cell. He misses watching Sunday NFL.
Me, that was a good pick.
Thanks. I enjoyed yours as well, Michael.
I feel like I should dig up some Promise Ring later and listen again.
Yeah.
Because I do like them a lot.
Yeah. I think it's a band that I would enjoy spending a little more time with now that I'm of age.
Of age.
All right, next on the list. Here is a band.
Keep workshopping.
Do you mind if I do it live?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you mind? Or yeah, go ahead.
No, just go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Let's just do it.
Here is a band that I stumbled across, I believe, just like, I don't know where it came up, to be honest with you, but it just kind of fell on my lap, and I picked it up, and I listened to it, and I liked it. And it was one of those bands where I kind of went and bought a bunch of, they had like a deal on their Bandcamp that was like, buy this album for $10 or buy all our discography for $20. So I bought it all.
I like when bands do that.
Yeah, I like it too. This is definitely the best album of the bunch. It's their more recent album, and I think that they really define their sound a lot more. It came out in 2015. They have kind of like a very technical sound, like a Wilhelm scream kind of technical guitars and stuff like that, but it's got more of like a skate sound than like I wouldn't say Wilhelm scream's hardcore, but like more on that.
More to skate punk than metal.
Yeah, exactly. But with technical guitars. Yeah. The band's called PMX, not BMX, but with a P. And the album's called Dark Days. The song is Brave Face. So that was my pick. Another kind of interesting thing about this band is they did a Decline sort of record. It's a 24-minute song, and the album's called Ballad of Tony Montana, which tells the story of a young Tony Montana coming across to the United States and follows him through his life to being gunned down in a blaze of glory. So
the way we all want to go.
Tidbit for you.
It's the American dream.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what the Statue of Liberty says, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come here, make some money, get gunned down,
Done.
go out and feel in flames.
Right.
Oh, well, this song's going to be much different than yours.
Okay. I like mixing these together. These
be a fun editing moment for you.
Well, it plays into the spontaneity of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. The non-pre-planning. So to you.
To me. The name Lee Corey Oswald is a name I've heard a lot over the probably 4 years.
Okay.
Like, have you heard
Lee Corey Oswald? No.
Like, I always just kept hearing him mentioned by bands like Menzingers or Jeff Rosenstock or Chris Farron and stuff, and I just really never knew anything about him. I'm like, oh yeah, and I just figured he was like a player in one of these bands that I just never heard about that never made it.
Yeah.
And one of these days, a while back, I went and just picked up 2 tracks on iTunes and did the thing like you did, like the 30-second sample.
Yep.
Picked up 2, listened to them, thought they were good, but they just never really made it back into the rotation.
Yep.
So I didn't pick up the full album. It just became a casualty of the digital age.
See, I find when I do that, I never listen to those songs if I just download like 2.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Really?
But that's how I find out if I want to get the album. Because if those 2 stand,
Yeah.
then I'll be the album. Otherwise, it's just like
See, with
back into my digital archive.
A quick interjection is my rule is I preview it. If the first 3 tracks grab me, I'll buy the album.
Oh.
If it doesn't, then it's gone. And there have been a couple of bands that I have done what you do, like maybe 4 or 5 songs, but 2 is too little.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
well, we're different people.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Different strokes for different folks, my friend.
If only I knew the theme song for Different Strokes.
I'm trying to think if I know it. I watched a lot of Different Strokes when I was a kid.
What you talking about, Mike?
What you talking about? Everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, I kind of forgot about him for a while. And then, like, in the middle of last year, one of the songs came on my iPod in the shuffle.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, listening to it, and I was like, oh, that was really catchy. And then I screenshot it because I was driving and I was at a light. And I didn't want to get a ticket. So I wasn't going to do more research there.
I don't think anyone can bust you at this point, but I get what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a quick screenshot.
Yeah.
Just so and then went back and purchased the whole album and ended up really, really liking it.
Cool.
So, and then it made it onto full album shuffles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yes. I know. The album is Regards.
Okay.
And the song is Sarah is a 4-letter word.
So is this a solo guy?
Weaker,
Is that his name?
Yeah. It's kind of weaker than Z.
Okay.
So,
not John K. Sampson solo, but more weaker thans?
Yeah, more weaker thans. Like,
okay.
It's not as folky.
Cool.
So
cool. Lee Corey Oswald.
Yes.
Is that his real name?
I doubt it.
It'd be pretty cool if it was.
It was. It would be, actually.
Okay.
All right.
So here we go. PMX with Brave Face and
Lee Corey Oswald with Sarah is a 4-letter word.
Boom.
You fell off, I'm falling to pieces. red. I've taken the time to forgive you. You stare at the clock till you leave me. All because it's harder to live with the fear of who you love still wants you near. Take one last pill, it's easier than to shed a tear. I've lived with your problems. Don't think that you can expect to find a better place. Wrap yourself in sympathy. You've got straight to the bottom. Fuck knows if you see this tragedy. Your heart it bleeds till everyone turns red. If there's one thing I want you to know, I love you but can't let it show. Maybe there will be a time to let these feelings go. Don't think that you can expect to find a better place. And wrap yourself in sympathy. You've gone straight to the bottom. Fuck knows if you see the tragedy. Your heart it bleeds till everyone turns red. Make the choice 'cause it is forever. It's me or one. One last pill. One last pill. You're falling to pieces.
I'm a functioning member of society. I'm not really sure exactly what that means to me. Take a picture. It should last a couple of years. This is where it always starts to stop and starts again. So please excuse me if I'm wasting all your oxygen. Sarah, Sarah, here I am, now tear me up. Apologies aside, nice try, we're alive. Maybe just too dumb to know we died. Stating the oblivious, I think I'm way too into this. Just a moth, I'm curious, your fluorescent lights. So let them pull their stubborn little dog and pony tricks. I might just be a failure, but I might just be proud of it. Go slow, lay low. I'll call or text you when I know. But after that, no more screens, illuminated things. No more distance, no more trials of our decency. Just you so fair. Thanks Thanks for teaching me to stare. Don't do me any favors, I did not know what this was to you. Like me to you, all you were to me was someone new. Go on, tell me off. I swear to God I'll try to stop.
See, I would say more Johnny K.
Yeah, now that you say that, listening to it, it's more Johnny.
Yeah. It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
He's got kind of that droning voice, too. That kind of like, I don't want to say whiny, because whiny often has a bad connotation to it. We should bring back whiny on like the positive side of talk.
Yeah. No, I don't think whiny will ever.
No? You don't think whiny will fly as a positive?
No one wants to be whiny.
Maybe. But you know what I mean, right? Like, it's not whiny, but it's like, I don't know. It's got like
me.
Yeah, but like in a good way, like not in an annoying way where you're just like, shut up.
Not like Charlie Brown.
Yeah, but I feel bad for Charlie Brown.
So do I.
Like when you watch that stuff today as an adult, you're like, wow, these kids are brutal to this guy.
What, they call him a blockhead?
Yeah, but like they're always putting him down. And I was just kind of like remembered it like from when I was a kid, like just like Lucy being.
No, they're all mean to him.
All of them.
Even Linus at times is like, come on, man.
Like the baby of the group is even putting him down.
Yeah.
Like Snoopy's the only one that doesn't.
Yeah, I think even he does.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Woodstock is the only one that doesn't.
Yeah, maybe Woodstock doesn't.
And the teachers, because you can't understand what they're saying. But anyways, I feel bad for Charlie Brown. That's all I got to say on the subject. Moving on. Here's a band that I went to a show last year, and this is the headliner of the show was not somebody that I was interested in, but hadn't really gotten into their records. Saw the show and was blown away. And it really got me into the records. I'm sure you've had that experience before.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And I love that. Like, I love when a band can kind of prove to you that, yeah, they're not that they're proving to me as an individual, but you know what I mean, right?
No, it's like one of the best things about going to see a band live when they can either ruin an album for you.
Totally.
Or make an album for you.
Totally. So that band was Radioactivity.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was super stoked to see them and get turned on to their music in a bigger way, which obviously turned me on to more of the Jeff Burke bands, right? Like I had a couple Marked Men records, and you know they weren't on heavy play, but I enjoyed them. I enjoy them a lot more now. Lost Balloons is one of his bands that I have, but it's not something I pick up very often. I think it's a lot different than the other sounds. But this band that I chose was a band that I had never heard of, never expected to hear. And it's basically Radioactivity minus Jeff Burke. And they opened up for Radioactivity. The band's called Bad Sports.
Oh, yes. Bad Sports is awesome.
Yeah, they are good.
Yeah.
I really like it. And he produces their records, but he's not...
In the band.
In the band, yeah. And it was kind of bizarre to see because basically Radioactivity takes the stage as a three-piece. They play as Bad Sports, and then they kind of come off the stage and come back on. The bass player switches with the guitar player. Jeff Burke comes on, and now they're Radioactivity.
That's pretty rad.
It was rad. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, probably played into why I enjoyed the show. And anyways, I ended up really digging Bad Sports as well.
Oh, they're a great band. I love them. I didn't... Till you told me that story, like kind of previously.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were part of Radioactivity, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Like I discovered Bad Sports before Radioactivity.
Yeah, but it's still that same vibe, right? Like that kind of lo-fi, you know,
like those dirt nap bands and those kind of
I really dig that sound. It's kind of, you know, surf rocky a little bit, but it's got a totally different kind of straight ahead vibe to it.
It's got a garage rock feel.
Yeah, very much so. So the album that I chose is called Bras, which came out in 2013. Probably my favorite of their collection.
Yeah.
And the song I chose is called Nothing in This World. And this is, you know, again, both of these bands, like, I think their albums translate really well to, or their stage show translates really well to the albums. I would say the stage show even more so than the albums, just because it's a more full sound. You know, when you have such a lo-fi sound to begin with, and then you play it live, it fleshes it out a lot more.
And they're at Palomino, right?
Yeah.
Which is a good venue for that kind of sound.
I like that.
Low
that
ceiling
venue.
and kind of
exactly. Really full.
Yeah.
So that's what I have for you, Mike.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great album.
Yeah.
And a great song.
Thanks.
All right.
That's a lot of accolades.
Yeah.
I'll take them. Put them in my pocket and save them for next podcast.
So my next pick, I originally thought was a 2017 release.
Okay.
Because I got into it in 2017. And when I was putting together my list for the year end, I had it on there. And then something clicked to me. I was like, I should check and make sure this is actually from 2017.
You don't want to mislead people.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like the 5 people that look at my list are like, I don't want to really screw somebody over. Anyway, so I was looking at it. I was like, oh, yeah, it did come out in 2016. So,
Beauty.
And the band is from Vancouver, and they're a band called The Corpse.
Don't know them.
And the EP is called The Blackest Night. And the reason I really got into them is because the band is a reference to a comic book. The album is a reference to a comic book, and all their
Makes
songs,
sense.
all their songs are reference to comic books.
Makes sense. So a theme band,
yeah,
which is something that that resonates with you.
And I originally found out about them because I think they were playing one of Russian Tim's shows in Vancouver.
Okay.
Sometimes I look on those just to see if there's anybody to check out.
Do they spell it corpse like dead body or corpse like military?
Corpse like military. Corpse.
Okay.
It's a reference to the Green Lantern Corps.
Oh.
If you've read some comics, you might know.
The Green Lantern Corps.
Corpse.
But C-O-R-P-S?
Yeah.
I feel like that's pronounced core.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think so.
Really? Wow. Well.
Because I think corpse needs an E.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Huh, now I sound like an idiot.
You don't sound like an idiot. I'm just teaching you things.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm really dumbfounded.
Hooked on Phonics worked for me.
Hooked on Nate worked for me. You know what? You're back in the good books. I'm going to be nice to you for the rest of the year.
Wow.
Let's see how long this lasts.
I gave it 5 minutes.
The song I went with is The Killing Joke, because it's a good song, and it's also one of my favorite comics.
That's a comic, Killing Joke?
Yeah, it's a Batman comic.
Wasn't there a 90s band called Killing Joke?
There was.
Yeah.
But the Batman comics are kind of like where you get the major Joker origin that they use, for like all the movies and stuff.
Like the real, like, dark, bad Joker?
Yeah.
Have you heard that they're doing like a Origins movie about the Joker?
Yeah, see, that's weird though, because there's no real origin story for Joker. There's like a bunch of different...
they've made it up, right? Or maybe they've amalgamated it from all the different stories?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different storylines to what the real origin of the Joker is. But
Have you heard who's playing him?
I don't think it's been talked about yet.
Okay.
But Killing Joke, Killing Joke is kind of like the accepted origin story of Joker. It's really dark and creepy and...
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like legit, like probably the worst villain
He paralyzes Barbara Gordon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And rapes her and stuff like that. It's a dark comic.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Thanks for bringing this down a level, Mike. Jeez. All right. Well,
it's one of Alan Moore's best comics. Anyway, The Core.
Yes.
Is a really good band. So
okay,
check them
cool.
out.
I will. We got Bad Sports with Nothing in This World and
The Core with The Killing Joke.
Good job.
Money is forgiven. Let's go out and buy some fantasy, but tell me just how did I get here? A couple flashes pass, I try to hold one, but it is not clear. The one thing that I know is waking up inside of me. It touches my stomach, I'm pretty sure it won't be set free. Just don't be shocked when I am locked up, you won't find a key. And a knock comes late at night, the devil playing inside. I see the tears in your eyes as I fade. And after what he did to you, and with nothing I could do, the film keeps playing over in my head. The ride is almost through, I curl up and wait for the ending. I wonder if he's thinking when he gets free, where will he send me? The truth is I am glad he wasted so much time on this. He took a shot at 2 targets, this one he surely will miss. I may be going mad, but revenge will turn into bliss. And a knock comes late at night, the devil playing inside. I see the tears in your eyes as I fade. And after what he did to you, and with nothing I could do, the film keeps playing over in my head. Over in my head. Over in my head.
I think you're batting 1,000 here, Mike.
Oh, thanks, Nate.
I really have enjoyed your picks today.
I have also enjoyed yours.
That last band, The Core, it sounded a bit like Poor Habit.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Whatever happened to that band?
I don't know. They like sound like they were going to be the next big thing on Fat,
And then they just went away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like those records that they put out.
Yeah, they were good.
I haven't heard if they're ever putting out another record, or I don't know. But
No clue.
But that's something to tide me over until Poor Habit puts out another record.
It's 5 songs, so you can't go wrong.
Oh, well, perfect. I almost always buy an EP if I like the first song.
I'm starting
I
to
don't
think
even preview the rest. I'm like,
5 songs is a pretty solid.
yeah.
It's a pretty solid gauge.
And it's usually anywhere from like $3.95 to $4.95.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're on the last pick, Mike.
So, yeah, wow. This went by quick.
It flew by. Yeah.
I'm glad we got to do this again. I really missed you, Nate.
I know. It's you made a mistake.
Yeah.
And we all make mistakes, and I can be big enough to forgive it.
And hopefully none of us get the flu for the rest of this year again.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope. 2018 is going to be a big year. I can feel it.
You can feel it? Is there
Yeah.
anything you're looking forward to release-wise? I don't know anything off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I am looking forward to that new Brian Fallon record.
Yeah,
It's supposed to come out, I think, in a month or two. I don't know. But I am looking forward to that. I feel like there's a couple albums that I do know of that are coming out, but nothing comes to mind immediately. It looks like a real soft start to 2018, though.
I saw Direct Hits in the studio,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know whether that's actually coming out.
I'm sure it will be. I mean, they turn them around so fast now, right? Like, you can get a record done in like a week.
Oh, Seth Anderson has one. He's recording right now. That'll be
saw
cool,
that.
I think.
Yeah, I really like his that first record he did on 1 week.
Yeah, I think that could have made my list here because I think I listened to it more in 2017
Yeah.
than before, but
And he's coming to town with Joey Cape.
coming to town.
Well, he's from Canmore. He lives
But he's
in
on tour.
Canmore.
He's been on tour forever.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
he was whirlwinding it like U2 or something.
I think he'd be flattered to hear that you equated him to U2. I would be
more in the
insulted if you equated me to U2, but I get where you're going with it.
I think the touring schedule was on a
Okay.
U2 level.
Okay.
The touring venues and transportation.
Probably a little different.
No.
Probably a little different. Anyways, we're on our last pick, so let's get to it.
Should we say thank you before we go to our picks?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that.
Or do you want to do our picks and then say thank you to
No,
people?
I think the former.
The former?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. I like that you hold me to task on that because I often forget.
Yeah. You don't like to say thanks to people.
Well, you're more appreciative than I.
Yeah.
And that's where that's a good mix again. That's
It
the
is.
yin and the yang.
That's why we do this together.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Anyway,
So go ahead, Mike.
thank you everyone for listening to us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nate.
And thank you.
And thank you to the people listening out there.
You the people.
You the people. Maybe you found us on the web or on iTunes.
Oh,
or Facebook.
Or Twitter.
Maybe even Mixcloud.
Oh,
maybe
that's
you're
the
on
deep cut.
Maybe you're on the WhatsApp chat. That's the deep cut.
Yeah, that's the real deep cut. And you know what? It's a great little chat.
It is.
Because I find a lot of music through that. And, you know, it's international. So there's a lot of stuff that you would have never heard about that comes to light.
It's
because,
true.
You know, it's international.
It is. It's an international man of mystery, Nate.
It's international.
And then
I feel like Jack Nicholson saying, it's international. It's my best Jack Nicholson.
Your impressions are getting better.
Are they?
Yeah, there's a lot less Peter Griffin and a lot more.
My brother says that too. He says, all your impressions sound like Peter Griffin. I'm like, really? I don't think so. I don't think my Kermit the Frog sounds like Peter Griffin.
It might.
It doesn't. I refuse to accept that.
Can't wait to hear your list for this podcast. And if you have a best of 2017 list, send it to us and we'll post it. I was away on vacation and Nate was sick and it was busy.
Yeah, we're through the holiday hangover now.
So send in your lists. We'll post them up.
Back to work.
You get your own little spot on our website.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty great.
That is pretty great, Nate.
That's my best selling. That's my salesman impression. Sounded nothing like Peter Griffin, just for the record.
No, you're batting him out of the park today.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
thanks.
All right, let's get to your last pick,
It's
Nate.
a real deep cut. This one goes all the way back to 1966.
1966.
This celebrated its 50-year anniversary in 2016. Yeah. 1966 plus 50, 2016. I did the math earlier today.
I'm trying to think if I know it.
Oh, yeah. Well, keep guessing. I'll keep talking.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a guess.
Okay, go ahead.
No, keep talking.
I guess.
No, I don't want to be embarrassed again on here.
Okay.
So let's keep going a little bit. Give me some more hints.
I'm going to give you some hints. It had a lukewarm reception in the U.S. when it was first released.
Okay.
There's the harmonies and a myriad of instruments.
Okay.
Were what made this, a very unique record. At the time, a lot of these instruments weren't used in rock music before.
Okay.
It set a new standard for record production.
What year again? 66?
1966. And it was much more kind of depressing thematically than previous releases. Go ahead.
Pet Sounds?
Yes, sir. By the Beach Boys. I
musical nerd for the win.
Love this record. As we talked about many times, I grew up on the Beach Boys. Yep. I have a very soft spot for the Beach Boys. But through my upbringing, this was something that my parents didn't play. I knew all the hits, all the surfy songs, all the real up stuff. But this was a record. Sure, I knew the hits from the record, the singles like Sloop John B and God Only Knows and Wouldn't It Be Nice. But as a record, I never really was exposed to it until last year. And I kept seeing it. It must have been because it was from 2016. I'm always a year behind on my social media. So
there
was coming up.
There was a lot written about it. That's what I knew.
Last year?
Yeah, that's why I knew when you said that. Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Pet Sounds, but I wasn't. And I knew you liked the Beach Boys. So
yeah. And I just went and discovered it. And I think part of that too was, I think I've talked about this movie before. I should really work for the publicist of this movie, but Love and Mercy, which was a movie about Brian Wilson, and it focuses largely around the time that he wrote Pet Sounds. And that's where I just decided I need to experience this record. And I went out. Well, I didn't go out anywhere, actually. I just went onto my computer and I downloaded it. And
what an age we live in.
It is phenomenal. It is a phenomenal record. And to be 50 years old and still stand up and still be hailed as one of the greatest records of all time.
It's pretty awesome.
It is. And I love the fact that it had this lukewarm reception because it was totally different, right? And the Beach Boys could have been, gone down in history as nothing as a result of this record. But instead, it developed an even deeper following. And I finally caved and bought a record player this year. But I've resolved myself to only buy records that are my absolute favorite albums to listen to, because I want to actually listen to it. I just don't want it like sitting there, and I can't afford records because we don't get paid for this. So hint, hint.
I'm getting
nudge,
paid.
nudge. Oh,
You're not getting paid?
yeah. That makes a lot more sense. But Pet Sounds is one that I bought, and I just can't say enough good stuff. I mean, if you've never been a Beach Boys fan, it just doesn't matter. Just you should really experience this album in its entirety. The song I chose is my favorite song, and probably has a big nostalgic reference for me. And the song is "God Only Knows." I love
So
the
good.
instrumentation in it, and the melodies, and just everything about that song is a great song.
It's one of my favorite songs, I think.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
so good.
It is good. Yeah. So there you go. That's my last pick.
That's a good pick, Nate.
Yeah.
I'm glad you rediscovered it.
Yeah. Well, discovered it really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd heard you'd heard bits of it.
Bits.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's like one of those records that really does need
Well,
to
it's
be
a-
appreciated as an album.
It's a front to back.
Yeah. So to you, Mike, give
To
me your
me.
last pick
My last
of
pick.
the first episode of 2018.
My last pick is a band I was introduced to through one of our listeners' reply casts.
Oh.
And that would be Joel.
Very good.
Yeah.
Shout out Joel,
Yeah.
My
And-
Age Podcast.
Actually, this person's been on the My Age podcast.
Is
as
it
well.
me?
No.
Oh.
You're not. I already pitched your band on an episode. You need that much glory?
No, I didn't want my band. I just wanted to know
Oh, just
if
Nate.
it was. Yeah.
You just want to be on.
No, like you said, it was somebody who'd been on the My Age Podcast.
But how would you be my pick if you were on the My Age podcast and the reply cast?
Oh, I thought you meant just like something I brought up on the My
No,
Age Podcast.
no, sorry,
I
Nate.
thought you were going to play Onyx or something.
I wish. But I discovered Onyx a long time ago.
Back the
Back
fuck
the fuck up, Nate.
Yeah.
That's how I should have gone with that. Was back the fuck up, Nate. These bald guys are crazy.
Crazy.
Anyway, and the band is We Set Sail.
Okay, cool.
So I don't know if you knew them before because of your time in Australia or not.
No, I hadn't ever heard of them before.
But when I listened to that song on Joel's reply cast, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And I had picked up the album, and I really got into it this year.
Yeah.
And I like how they use sound clips, and it kind of reminds me, interestingly, like of the bands I listened to in like the early 2000s, like the bunch of the, it's got a negative connotation, but the emo kind of bands that I listened to at that time. And it just kind of brought me back, and this band takes all the good stuff from those bands that I liked, and like, so.
Cool. It's a strong pick, Mike.
The album is Rivals, and the song I went with was the same one that Joel had picked.
Yep.
But I figured it was the standout one for me as well.
Yeah,
Plus,
it's a good
I love the Rocky sound clip.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big Rocky fan. And the song is "Every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end."
I know you're a Rocky fan.
Yeah.
I mean, you're one of the few people I know with a portrait of Sylvester Stallone tattooed on your heart. So
It's true.
Yeah. Eye of the tiger, Mike. Eye of the tiger.
I have the tiger. That's how I live my life.
Sing us out, Mike. Sing us out.
Every morning when I wake up, I'm like, yeah. It's just like a constant pump in. Put on some sweatpants.
Yeah.
Jog in Converse.
Yeah.
Can you believe he's jogging in Converse in that? That would hurt your feet so much.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like when you watch like some of those older basketball movies and they're playing in like the Chucks.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
That's why I got. That's what he's running.
He's
He's running in Chucks when he does the Rocky scene.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's why. When I played basketball in junior high, I didn't know much about basketball.
And you played in Chucks?
Yeah, I bought Chucks at Costco for $20.
Like worst basketball shoes ever.
I think I rolled my ankle so many times, but
Oh,
I didn't.
yeah.
I didn't own a pair of like runners. I just had I think like slip-ons at that time still, and I begged my mom to buy me a pair of Converse at Costco, and they were $20, and I still have them, still wear them.
Wow. Cool to look at, not a high performance shoe.
No, they're
though.
not a high
No.
performance. They're really not meant for Calgary, and it's shitty weather.
No. So there we have it. There we have it. God Only Knows by the Beach Boys. And
We Set Sail with Every Story Has a Beginning, a Middle, and an End, just like this podcast.
I may not always love you, but long as there are stars above you, You never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows what I'd be without you. If you should ever leave me, well, life would still go on, believe me. The world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. Leave me, the life would still go on, believe me. The world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without. God only knows what I'd be. God only knows what I'd be without. God only knows what I'd be. God only knows what I'd be without. God only knows what I'd be. God only knows what I'd be without. God only knows what I'd be. God only knows what I'd be without.
place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits. and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always gonna love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son, you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you're gonna have a life. Don't forget to visit your mother.
All right,
let's go.
We're ready? And we're back.
That
High
way.
fives. Yeah, that's how I'm starting it.
Nice.
Did you like it?
I did. Go for it again. Sorry.